Hello and welcome. I am Jenny Hall. Thanks for joining me for another card making tutorial. Today I'd like to take you on a strange journey into the evolution of this card. I'm starting out with Heart Happiness stamp set, and I'm going to be adding the greeting from Happy Wishes. This is a huge stamp set, and I decided I needed to have two of the stamps together, laying in a natural format, stamped together. So I cut away some of the extra rubber pieces around the letters so that I could get them to lie on the block together and stamp down once. I don't want them to be crooked. Stamparatus will work wonderfully for getting a nice straight design. Using Memento Tuxedo Black, I am stamping onto Very Vanilla, and I'm going to use one of the Sweet and Sassy Heart framelits to cut away. I'd like to feature some of the other stamps underneath, kind of like as a halo effect on the background. These are all really happy neutral colors. Working in neutral colors is something that is pleasing to my design eye. I don't know why, I'm just kind of partial to clean lines and neutral colors. So this was a card that I had been dreaming about for some time. As I'm stamping out the greeting, I noticed that my ink pad is not looking so juicy. So this is how I add re-inker and I spread it out with the back of a plastic spoon, and I have a nicely inked up pad that's ready to get stamping. So in adding all of these pieces together, I'm using a larger Sweet and Sassy framelit to cut out yet another frame. Don't ask me exactly why I did all of these things, because at this point I'm not sure I'm going to be using this. So here is when I'm coming to the realization that this does not work at all. So I just stop right here. This design is not working out at all. So let's go back to the drawing board and start again. I want to keep my colors the same. However, I want to do things just a little bit differently. Thinking in a totally different frame of mind, stepping away from a project and coming back, really can help me sometimes, especially if I keep working on something that I can tell is not going to work out. So staying with my same neutral colors and with the same stamp sets that I have been using, because I really want to use those. It's a need to at this point. So I'm going to use them in a different way. So I'm using some white embossing powder to heat set the heart image, and I'm still going to use those scripty fonts. They're so gorgeous, and I'm just going to stamp that directly onto the card front panel. I'm using basic black archival ink, and then I'll sprinkle on some clear embossing powder, and I'll heat that as well. It's not necessary to heat set it, but if you rub your finger along the heat set when you give the card, it shines and you can feel it, and it's just that little extra something that I felt like it needed. So I'm going to layer this on black, and I'm keeping those colors that I was working with before, and I'm going to adhere this down to the card base that's very vanilla. These clear epoxy glitter and clear shapes are so great. I'm going to add about 3 of them into the different pieces of the heart area, and it's just going to bring a little bit of sparkle around inside that heart. This is a very easy and clean lined card, but it's not where I decide to stop. I'm telling you, I wanted to leave all this crazy stuff in the video just to show you guys that it sometimes is a crazy mess on the way to creating a card. But when you really like the way something is going to come out, It makes it all worthwhile. Thanks for bearing with me I've got a scratchy throat because I've got a cold, so I apologize for the difference in my voice. So using some snail adhesive, I'm going to get this right back on that card, and I'm going to add the little silver metallic thread and add a very, very simple bow. And this is so much more working for me than the other card did. The other card, it's not a bad card, but it doesn't allow me where I wanted to show my greeting. And that was the important part for me. So I'm going to bring back that little flower stamp and add a heart so that the inside of the card has a little bit to remind me of the other card that I made. Not too complicated. Thank you so much for joining me on this crazy journey of a card. And I invite you over to my blog at jennystampsup.com to get more card making inspiration. And while there, feel free to click on Shop Now. Thank you for choosing me as your online Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I really appreciate your support. It helps me to keep bringing lots of videos to you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Thanks for watching the video. See you next time.